이제 지와도는 거지. 이제는 좀 바빠잖아. 람친이 이제는 저가 간다는데 나는 막고는 이제 장주스면 도저스는 힘들어. 차서 또배 저 남자 사진게 주고 군대 상보서 군내 줄라 차서 근데 저도 뒤져봐서 저번으로 추서주고 내가 이제 현재 중에 연면배 왔다는 잡았다 되었는지 담배 현재 왜 정말로 좀 되었던지 주내섬로 주지가 되는 주고 옛날에 되지다 내몸바에 내가 사바체에 대해서 사바체 주지는 게 상가송가 지원한테 라도 년바로 자베리 남모 이거도 제가 좀 못하다 미 끝난다. 로 군제 저는 제상과 좀 제가도 다 저는도 그래서 야, 다 야, so 단지 저전 주르다 가서리 그래 the quotation for the Bodhicitta motivation. So, purpose of life, then just not just to achieve for happiness for oneself, not just that, and to benefit others, and then feel the numberless helpless, hungerless animals, human beings, suras, asuras, intimate stepping step on the oceans of samsara suffering, and to bring them to Buddhahood, the painless happiness, realization, obscuration, completion of realizations to that by oneself alone, and for that, through that perfectly one it is listed omniscience, and therefore then I'm going to the all the teachings, so there's the Holy Dharma there. All the also righteous conduct or listening teachings, and then the listening teachings that so lama toma tunande teji sabada toma anda bazo esanje panjawa sega toala chatolo tato mone no not munimne monemune mahamune munaye so that's a few syllables of the Buddha's teaching perfection of wisdom. After the essence of wisdom, then this one few syllables of preparation, Buddha's teaching perfection of wisdom. So this is very, very precious. We also recite, you have to know how important it is. You're not just doing blah, 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 because you can speak, you can just like speak like parrots. Not just that. You control our parrots. Not that. Not therefore, because there's no. If you recite these, no returning from enlightenment. No, that means no going to lower realms. You have to understand. The great, unbelievable, most urgent, important purpose of reciting this mantra. Few syllables of perfection of wisdom. Teaching, So, no returning from enlightenment first. Despite the obstacles to practice Tantra, to attain Tantra, that means to achieve the quick path to enlightenment. You have to know that. they were reciting this. You understand? We're not just reciting blah, 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 like this, because it's something easy prayer, not that. This guy, then by reciting one time, it purifies 80,000 billion nirgama, billions eons of nirgama. That you have to keep in the mind. You have to keep in the mind over in the brain, either in the brain or in the heart. Not the bumping heart. Not the bumping heart. Not the bumping heart. Heart where anger rise, from where compassion rise, from where loving kindness rise, from where pride rise. You don't feel pride, anger from the brain. You don't feel anger from the brain. You don't feel compassion from brain. You feel compassion from brain goes down to the heel, not like that. Compassion from you feel here, then go down to the heel, heel, then down to the feet, not like that. You feel compassion here. You are feeling compassion inside your ears, toes, and fingers, compassion. And because anger coming from here, from brain to here, full of anger. And your toes, anger. And the toes become very big. None of that. That is a big question. Big question. Big question in the Western education. It's your natural feeling, not made up by somebody, why be like that? No. Our natural feeling, yeah? I'm talking about that. Yeah. Not somebody figured out, might be like this, might be like that. No. You see, during the Guru Yoga meditation, what the Guru absorbs. In the brain? No. Guru absorbs in the brain? In the heart, not in the brain. Not in the nose. Not in the toes. Okay, so I'm joking. So like that, So you see, when the first conception takes place, on the fertilized egg, is that brain? Very first time the conception takes the mother's womb on the fertilized egg, is that brain? You have to check. You see, you have to examine in the West. Is that brain? Is that your leg? Conception that takes place on the egg fertilizing. Is that your brain? And then see, then they say last you see the subtle consciousness. Well, in the West they don't talk about the subtle consciousness so far. Haven't discovered yet. Subtle consciousness, gross mind, subtle mind, extreme subtle mind. So you see, so there's Kasuri. The Kasuri. upper part white, indestructible seed. From the breast, measuring the heart here, straight here, from breast. So inside the center channel. So upper part indestructible white seed, and the lower part is indestructible red seed. So then is the very last chism tamo, dead, subtle mind dead. So then there's in the center part, then there's coyote. Oh, then self-conscience leave, because then when split, then become the gross, start becoming gross mind again to independent stage, depending where you get upon. So, and except the formless realm. So formless realm doesn't have independent stage. And then otherwise, every other realm, you have to go independent stage, then you get upon there. So as soon as it goes, go down the red seed, the lower part comes out, then the white seed goes down. So all that time, the Shizum Tamo, the subtle mind of dead, so that's the final death. So then it becomes gross, start becoming gross. He can go backwards. So the then dark vision, red vision, white appearance, and then increasing red vision, the white vision, going to go back backwards to intermediate stage. That's the kind of so it could be still in the it could be still in the center channel, but it's already started the process in the mid stage. I mentioned a story about the dog, Mane Peme Hung, dog that we have, our first dog. Now that died. Then this one now, Uma, Mata Middle Review, Mata Migo, Uma. So there's belonged to Anichamba from Geshe Sopa's center, who started Lama Tungaba Institute. So she traveled, so we keep her dog, Uma, and never buy it to anybody. Never buy it to anybody. It's everything. It's everything. When I do charity for Preta, first Mala, then second Preta, food, water charity, and the food charity to Preta. There are three types of food. I mean, food is same, but different types of it. So I throw outside. So the dog eats everything. Not that he doesn't get food, but he eats everything. So I teach him one of this. Quietly I took one leaf and folded, gave it to him. he knew, he know that it's not to eat. I folded nicely and threw him. That he knows, he doesn't eat that. He doesn't eat immediately. I mean, he doesn't bother to that. So he knew immediately. As you're giving him, he knows immediately it's not something to eat. He knows. So I was very surprised. Because you see, everything you try to give food, he eats everything. Everything what you can get all the time. So this is besides what food he gets. So I teach him, so maybe he eats everything whatever he gave. So I throw to the one leaf and fold it nicely and throw it, and he doesn't eat all. Very smart. I thought not totally foolish. So anyway, so yeah, that's okay. Now going back, I did tell before, I think, the Omani Pemung, the one before. I think I did tell, I thought. So anyway, so he died while I was away, Nepal, India, or somewhere. No. He died, or the Omani Pemung, I gave him name Omani Pemung, but then later people made shorter, money. It became money. Money or money, I'm not sure. Money or money. So anyway, so he died, and then Holy was there at that time, so she looked after the dog. I mean, there's several of the sanghas, dance monks, so he died, and he died like sleeping. It didn't look like dead. You many times when the animal is dead, the tongue is hanging out. Many times like that. So those are signs, I think, maybe, to be born or rhythm or something. Even people, tongue hang out. So not necessarily all the time, but I think it's probably a sign to be born lower rhythm or something bad state, I think. So the dog died, and then so he was like sleeping. So kept as it is. Then after 3 days, then bodhicitta, the sperm came out. Come out. Nose, blood from nose came out after 3 days. So as it happens for normal human beings, not necessarily always the sperm comes out, for the man's sperm comes out and blood comes out. Both are not necessarily always. Most evident is sperm, so far, but the nose says not always blood comes from the nose. The woman, I think, is kind of a sperm, kind of a little bit white from nose, and then down the period, so blood. So the final death. But chronic disease or people then not necessarily both are. In Ladakh, one big family, father died. I think I did mention before. I think father died. One big family, and when there's one Lama talks about, I think Padotutru, I think. They say by hearing that you become free from Lord. So Lama was, I think it's a very good Lama, practitioner. I think maybe a very good practitioner. I think not so old. Was talking about Padotutru. The room was big room. It was full of ladies. I don't know, they were crying so much. Lama was talking. That was the man died. Then, when the man died, Lama came. Lama was invited. One attended, and was very good Lama. I think he practiced. So Lama came. He sat down. Only 5 minutes, maybe less. The man head is facing to the Lama. The entire Lama, I think, maybe less than 5 minutes, very short time. He did meditation. Then on his crown, he put butter, rolled butter, big one. Maybe there's a honey on the stick. So put here. And then you did pour within 20 minutes. Then Lama left. So the man, there was a man who was serving the family, and so after the Lama left, he turned the face of the old man, the man who died, turned, blood, just blood came out. So that means the power, that means it's a power affected. So the conscience went to Pure Land, like that. So the power is affected to the consciousness. So yeah, it's very good. The dog, after 3 days, she kept the dog 3 days like sleeping, not like dead. So after 3 days, blood came out, then changed his body. And so you see, so you have to know that. You have to. I heard probably on Australia trying to get permit or something from the government to able to keep the body for 3 days up. Long time ago, but I don't know. So anyway, it was Italy or Australia, I'm not sure. I heard many years ago. But you see, so you have to know that, of course, it's a sudden death, and that's different, but this is a slow death. So 3 days, you see, even the animals, it is a, you see, they said in Texas 3 days is a slow death. It's not immediately killed or something, no, sudden death. So you can see from the dog. So you have to know that. So conscious there. Even doesn't breathe, even doesn't move the things. So it doesn't move the heart or anything, or dead, you know. So you see, so 3 days. So subtle mind is there, not dead, not final death. The common, the ordinary people is the hospital dead, no breathing, no function. Yeah, but the subtle mind is there. So it was the same thing for people. So it's like that. And of course, somebody who has a meditation, not only 3 days, but it can be, yeah. They are Gaten Chiva, Gaten Chiva. Don't doubt that this Gaten Chiva is a Geshe is a disabled. Because Geshe is a disabled, Geshe in America. So the youngster is a teacher. And the one before Bagula, which is nephew, the one before that, all that Gaten passed away. Ruloseling, Rulosang, his name is Juve. Lusanima, right? Lusanima, his name is. So he 18 days or 20 days. 18 days, 20 days in meditation. Before that, he had some pain here, he can movement, and then he was still going for walk. I can't movement, and then so after like that, I think His Holiness has great respect always to him, Kata and him, very realized, very realized. That's what I mean, not just Lamrim, that Tantra. So anyway, he was the longest time in meditation, 28 or 20, 28 or 20, longest time. The Jabjalin, which was 18 days meditation. So 7 days normal, many. But before he passed away, he said, keep only 1 hour. He predicted before he passed away. Keep just only 1 hour. Don't, you see, usually, so many people every day coming to see him, way goes, and so many, sanghas and lay people from everyone, all the time. But you see, so busy, more busy than Rinpoche. But he predicted that don't make a huge, because the name, the culture of learned, strictness, pure strictness and good heart. So all the cults. So he said, don't announce much people. So you see, when you take the holy body to the place through upper fire, you see, so many people gather. Of course, come like also in the West. Even people who don't meet the people normally angry at each other. But then when the person dies, they come to the cemetery too. But of course they can drink and eat, In Taiwan, when we have lunch, in the center, Taipei center, was moved around. So one time, Tracy, I met her in America, New York. So the center was moved at our house upstairs, 7 floors out. So during the lunchtime, you see, there are cars going to the cemetery. And so there's always a lady there, they hire a lady to cry for the person who died, to cry for the family. The person is hired to, one lady, I didn't see, but I heard, using all 4 limbs on the ground at the cemetery, walk like this. Then you cry, oh, like this. You cry, she's paid. So then the family actually, drink wine with people, eat cake or things with people, Then this lady is hired to cry for the family, and so this lady like this walking and cry, ooh, like this. So I didn't go, but I heard. And then during lunchtime, always dead people, the car goes away, and there was this lady crying in the car, so you can hear, because the road is next to the house. But they make that custom. It's just the custom, how much you spend, it's totally waste of money. It's how can the motivation become the virtue? It's normally eternal dharma. Motivation is the eternal dharma, so non-virtuous mind, and the action being non-virtuous. The money is spent for that, non-virtue. So even that money, you see, in the world there, even you are not thinking, you see, with Dharma Sangha offering, but it is even there are numberless people, homeless, no food, no medicine. I mean, there are so many people in the world who need money. You can even that is $1,000. I don't know how much it is. You pay. You pay the world. There's so many people still seeking no money to pay treatment. And so you can make donation. It helps. It helps. So even it costs $1 billion, some project to help people. So $1 billion depends on $1,000. So it depends on each dollar. $1 billion depends on each dollar. So you pay even donation $1. Even you give a charity $1 for all that whatever project that costs $1 billion, we make charity $1. And that helps to make $1 billion to be able to do the $1 billion project to help the people. You see, even $1, you make charity. That's all what you can do. And even $1 helps to make the $1 billion to be able to do $1 billion project to help the people. This is, help the people. Without thinking the animals, to other beings, just the people. You can do the numberless things what you can do if our mind is opened. There are numberless things what you can do benefit the world if our mind is opened, if our mind is not closed. So many people can't think of that. Mind is so closed and not opened. Cannot understand. Doesn't come in the mind. Usually, maybe it doesn't have those people, those kind of knowledge, to help. How you can help people in the world? Doesn't have. So even though you have so much money, and so even the $1 you give a charity. Wow! So it makes up, helps to become $1 billion. To do the $1 billion project. So I gave an example there. So anyway, it's like that. It's a total waste of money. Completely total waste. No help for the family, no help for the living family, no help for the dying person, nothing. So silly. What to do? So they say, this is what's only to save your face. You pay money to cry for it. That doesn't make sense. Even the family cry, that doesn't make sense. So, whatever thing. So I'm suggesting, maybe lamas, need time to death time to meditate. They better to go back to the east. They die in the west. This is what I think. Whether I try to mentioning better to go back to the east, to die than die in the west. So I was just thinking, there's more time. Yeah, you can meditate into that. You don't have to follow the regulation. What is immediately you have to go to cemetery to bury the body or whatever. So anyway, so the dog, you see, so positive thing, died with positive mind is that he was like sleeping, not dead, like sleeping for 3 days, very peaceful. Oh, then the body change. You see, then of course the smell, even of course not in the refrigerator, can start to smell if the catch is left. So as I mentioned, as I mentioned before, the sign of death is you pull your skin, if you pull your skin, if it stays, then the sign of the cell conscience left, one left dead. If it's not going away like this, that means it's not dead. Or then there's a particular smell, particular this, sorry, time's gone. Particular smell, even the person's chronic disease, they can be smelled from even before that. There's many years you can have smell, but sick, chronic disease. But the particular smell of death, particular smell, strong smell comes. Then it says all sign of death, sign the conscience left. Then the conscience I thought that was not the third one. That like that. So, so there I wanted to have dog. So I said that if you keep a dog, dogs like that, if a Buddhist people keep the dog or some animals, then should not let animal to be born in the lower realm. Shouldn't let to be born in the lower realm. So that's what I say. So then we build Stupa backside. Stupa is built by Brian, who was monk for a few years. So it's not Tibetan Stupa, limited shape of the Brabhadur, small, nice, not so big, not too small, and the backside for the dog to go round. My plan was everybody take every day round. The purpose about nice river was a lot of tata inside, not empty. Inside a lot of tata. Buddha said, you see, then outside, many tata, small ones, then many Buddha river, then larger, I think the largest river, Gadama river on top. Larger. So that was used only few there. We have the mold, and John Schultz died in his with his ashes. The Stupa LMB, the largest Stupa from block. So there we didn't get used much of that. So there was one big one on top. So there's a small one that's around, and then small one, Kadamasutra. So Although didn't happen exactly what I thought, but I did take around the Stupa when I was time I was not lazy, and then mainly the Annette nun, the cook from Switzerland. She's the main one who took it around and the other sangha. So sometimes we go together. I had to offer music and the prayers, and then had to read different prayers, and we do that, and then try to kill bring the dogs together. Then he go. Sometimes he comes. Then sometimes then he doesn't. They go. So anyway, so therefore, because of that sign, he died. You see. With the virtue thought, that's sleeping. It's not dead, sleeping. You understand? Oh, like that. So, no question. Good kasa, good position. Oh, like that. Oh, so yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. But also, okay, yeah. But of course, it doesn't mean only for the dog, but your family. You have to think. I mean, your family. You have to think of yourself. Purification. Human being, so precious. This time, so purification, so important. The most important. Need to go the past. From beginning. Also, thank you very much. Oh, Tage Jinya Sabe Geva Tetan Roa Gola Gamanda Chabara Jizolo Santa Baye Temen Burdo Sa Cho Sa Shi Burger to Zamanda Ran Ching de Jamba de Sakashi Demen Dogan Dajin de Javara Sho Janjo Sanjo and Burma Deon Javanya Ba Mabaya Gona Gondo Gavara Sho did all the past, present, future, marriage, to live with three, I married to live in the listening to the Mother Buddha's Kasore, there which exists in mere name, Medai, who exists in mere name, and achieve the Buddhahood which exists in mere name, and lead all the sentient beings who exist in mere name to that Buddhahood which exists in mere name. Then led to that Buddhahood by myself alone, which is the name. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'd just like to ask all the people that are directors or SBCs or involved in committees at your centre, whether you're in Australia or from overseas, we intend to hold a meeting at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the Atisha Gompa to discuss a few things. Claire has basically asked me to call the meeting, so we look forward to seeing you there.